for what should be done by married men to live longer and happily. Are there good reasons for us, the men, to be really concerned about our lifespan?
Yeah.
Yes, as married men, and as married men.
Yes, Mr. Leo, I will begin by giving this testimony today about a certain lady who wrote to me, a man who wrote to me and said they are about to get married with his fiancé, and they have a piece of land they want to buy, and the lady is insisting that they should put both of them their names on the document, because tomorrow if the man dies, that's what the girl said, if the man dies, the family may come to seize the land. And I asked the man that who told the woman that you are the one that must die. There is this notion that the man has to die first. If you ask any woman, she will tell you the man has to die first. And I asked the girl, why do you think that it is your husband that will die first and the family will come to seize the land from you? I said, what gives you ownership over your husband's property is not your name being in any property document. It's that you people signed a joint property in monogamy. That is what gives you legal right to everything the man owns tomorrow. So if I thought the man is signing a monogamous marriage with joint property, then it's very obvious that everything the man owns tomorrow belongs to you. Your name must not be on a landed certificate, a car, or some other property before you own the property. So I told the girl that this notion that you guys believe that the man must die first, who brought it in your mind? Well, I couldn't help but understand the lady, because statistics has proven that in most marriages, men die first. And because of that, I started thinking. It got me thinking, and I've sat down today meditating on this topic, and I came to realize that there is an error in the pairing. The first problem is in the pairing. The pairing has to do with what? God said, I make man in my image, and I'm going to give him a helpmate. People should get married to assets instead of liabilities. When you marry a liability, your days on earth will go short, because you are going to play the responsibility of two persons, and once you are playing the responsibility of two persons, your lifespan will be short. Most of times people don't get married to people who come to help them. They get married to people whom they admire. You may admire somebody who is not a helper. God did not give Adam a woman he admired. He gave a woman who was a helper. There is this song that came once. Ma chérie, maintenant on se marie plus au hasard. Si j'ai payé courant, tu vas payer de l'eau. That is to let you understand that in this modern day, we don't get married for nothing. There is an interest in marriage. And this marriage that we are doing this day is a marriage that the burdens of the family, the burdens of the extended family can be shared in between two parties. So marriage is a union of two persons who share responsibilities. I've always heard people preach and say the responsibility is the man. The responsibility is the man. But I beg to disagree today on this platform that marriage is a shared responsibility of two persons. The woman is coming to help. And once the man begins to play the role of the woman, the man carries the woman's burden and carries the woman's stress, and therefore the man is definitely bearing the woman's years of pain. That is to say, you are carrying the stress of two persons. You cannot live your own personal life. If you are destined to live for 70 to 80 years and you are carrying the burdens of two persons, you might not live long. There is a story of Benson Andre Idahosa. The work he did for 60 years when he died, an autopsy was conducted on his body, and they said his system showed like someone that has lived for 120 years, which means he did a work for 120 years in 60 years. He compressed the job. So when a man carries his own burden and therefore carries the wife's burden in the family, his years are reduced, because the woman is a liability, not an asset. These days you don't get married with sentiments and feelings. You open your eyes and look. What does she have to contribute in this relationship? Because it is a deal you are broken into. A child should not come and the entire responsibility stands on the man's shoulder. There is no food in the house. The man is thinking. He has psychological and physical breakdown. He is thinking what the man, because thinking makes you old. Work makes you old. Stress makes you older. In case you are doing the stress of the man and the woman, then you are carrying the burden of two persons, thereby reducing your number of years on earth. So the challenge we have is in the pairing. If men want to live long these days, do not repeat the errors that our mothers did and our fathers did in the past. There must be a mentality of shared responsibility between two couples. We are not in the days where a man will pay water, pay light, pay house, pay children fees, buy this, and even buy parts, to the extent of buying gas lighter in the house to light the gas. That man is carrying the burden of him and his wife. And if he is destined to live for 70 years, he may live for 40 years because he has lived the woman's life and lived the woman's pain and her stress. That's why you go to relationships, the men look very cranky, tattered, shattered, and their wives are blossoming. They are looking fresh, like flowers that rains are falling upon them, not knowing that the man is carrying the responsibility for the man and the woman. We are in the days where children have to go back to school. The man should be thinking about the books, the mother is thinking about the school fees. When responsibilities are shared, it gives a balance in our lifespan on earth.
Okay. Yes, like